Hey guys, Parzival here, coming at you with the video for beginners that are just starting out, and for anybody who wants to have a smooth start, even if you haven't played the game. When you make a new character, wash up on a beach, fight your first mini boss, now you're in town, what are some tips? Number one is essentially just information in the form of what are gems. Gems are your skills. They're items you can pick up, you can drop, you can find, you can get off NPCs, you can buy off the market and trade with other players. Any character can equip any gem as long as they have the required attributes for it. Some of them can be a little higher. And you can place the gem anywhere in your gear. You can put it in your chest piece, in the boots, not necessarily just the weapon, if it's like a weapon thing. And definitely support gems are the opposite part of that. Support gems, like in this case, lesser poison support, they are there directly to help whatever the active gem is. They don't do anything by themselves, and they have to be connected on the same piece of gear, and there has to be a line between that gem and the support. So it's even possible to have multiple lines between. So if I put this gem here, if it was also green, it doesn't matter if it's far away, the support gem will still work. And a little neat thing is when you're mousing over a support gem in your inventory, it'll actually tell you if you have a certain setting what active gems that it will just work with. It will do something with. Now, speaking of settings, tip number 2: go to your settings, go to UI, and pause the video if you need to, but just basically copy the settings I have, just to make it as easy as possible. And you don't think about it too much. Just copy the settings I have. So a couple important ones are advanced mod descriptions, so you can have a breakdown of the item if you hold Alt, and many life bars above you and above enemies and above allies like minions, and that will allow you to like actually more instantly see what your life bars are like to dodge and stuff like that. Now, tip number 3, speaking of the UI, head back to it and go to the top for you in the future, but for me it's down here, list of item filters. Item filters are a crazy important part of the game to make sure that certain things are not shown on the ground because it's a bunch of trash, and late in the game a ton of things can drop and most of it's trash. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide this link to this web page. It's literally an automatically updating filter for you by piggybacking on the biggest, most well-known creator of an item filter in the game, Mr. Neversink. So I would say follow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6 of them, like pretty much all the top ones, and then go in game and select the one you want. I would say select 1 or 2 if you're a new player, definitely. And that's it. Now you don't do anything at all. Nothing about it. Anything important that drops as well, it's going to light up with a color and light in the sky. It'll be very noticeable, so you don't miss anything good. Tip number 4 is quests. Quests are these little exclamation marks above NPCs. You can actually complete a quest before the quest giver gives you the initial part. Depends on certain parts of the game. And if you're outside of the area to do something in, it'll tell you to travel back to it. Especially when a quest tells you to travel back to town, I would do it because that usually means free gems or free skill points. So what we've got here now is a couple of free choices. It's even a video you can click on of what the skill is, but that's only like these first few choices. So I would say let's say we pick this one. After you've picked a free gem, head over to the NPC in town, which in this case is Nessa, that sells belts and wands and stuff, and she's also going to sell gems, which is super handy, and there will be far more gems for sale besides the ones that you were offered free. So there were 6 for free, now there's like 15 ones that you can pick up. These are usually associated with your class, but later there'll be quests that allow you to select any gem you want. Now, the last tip, tip number 5, is essentially search bars. They're a thing, they're super handy. Whenever you are purchasing an item like a gem or an amulet you're looking for like a life, or press P, go to the password tree. It's a fun thing, by the way. And there's a search bar at the top right. Don't miss that. And you can type something like physical. And then it will highlight all the nodes that say the word physical. And there's like a lot down here because this is more like the attack side of the trait. Um, and that's honestly it. You can type a lot of different things. You can type the exact name. Let's say you want fire, right? Not a lot for by shadow, but there's a couple fire things up by witch. This is where witch starts on the tree. And that's honestly it. As a small bonus, make sure that you click the default attack down here, left click, and then click on move only. And then just stake like that for the rest of the game. Default attack is not a thing past that very first zombie. Now, that's it for the video. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day.